Take 3?
Take like 8. You gotta get into character. Hey everybody, Josh here, and today I'm gonna give you a tour of this 2017 Nissan NV200 camper van. So I just want to mention a few things before we get started. The first is down in the description, you'll find links to a bunch of the products that you're gonna see throughout this tour. Next, on my website, you'll find that I offer full builds and partial builds. This project falls under that partial build category. As we tour this camper van, you're gonna see that it's a little less involved than some of the other builds that I've done in the past. And that's because it was designed for weekend camping. It's a pretty simple build, but I think it has some cool features that make it a solid little micro camper. So let's check this thing out. Starting on the outside, I added a little window that you'll see right here. This is nice because it actually opens and there's a screen. So first off, it stops bugs and critters, and I don't know why I'm interlocking my fingers, as well as provides some ventilation for the fan that was installed up on the roof. This fan has both intake as well as exhaust, and even comes with a little remote. So that's it for the exterior. Now we'll hop over to the front door and take a look at the inside. Before I open the door, I just want to point out that there is no mattress on the bed. The owner is taking care of that portion of their camper. So let's pop this thing open. So the area behind the passenger seat wasn't being used for any cabinetry, and so it made a great place for a portable power station to sit. Now in the NV200, there is a 12-volt accessory plug in the back of the center console, which works out really well because you can use the DC power cable to charge the portable power station when you're driving down the road. There are also a couple solar panels stored behind the driver's seat for an additional charging option when you're out and about. Now there is a cable that lives down here below the passenger seat, and this just plugs into the jackery, and that provides power to that fan you saw earlier, as well as some LED lights in the ceiling. Now you can plug this into the outlet on the back of that center console, but you will be running off of your starter battery at that point, so I don't recommend doing it for too long. So because this is the front door, over here on the side of the cabinet, I have the touch sensitive on-off for the LEDs mounted. These are really nice because they're very low profile, and they also support dimming. Now I'll pop the back doors open and we'll go through the rest of the features of this build. So right away here, you'll see that we have a flip-up table mounted to the back door. Here you'll get a good look at the ceiling where you'll see the LEDs as well as the bottom side of that fan. You can find the make and model down in the description. So I'm gonna crawl inside the van now and talk a little bit more about this cabinet. As you can see, this cabinet is made up of 2 drawers and a large open cubby down below. So this top drawer is just empty. It's just used for general storage. And actually both drawers are large enough to fit one of those propane camper stoves. And then this bottom drawer is pretty much empty, but it actually houses the little fuse block. Now the portable power station in this van actually has like surge protection. So the fuse block is probably a little overkill, but by installing it in the drawer, it just gives you easy access in case a fuse does pop. And then when you close the drawer, it's nice and tucked out of the way. Below the drawers is that large cubby. Now this was designed to fit a cat litter box. There's a lip at the front edge of the cabinet, and that's there just to help prevent that cat litter box from sliding out onto the floor. And as always, I like to use leather drawer pulls. I do own a little small leather goods business, brywardleather.com, but leather drawer pulls are just nice because of how soft they are. It's not gonna hurt too bad if you bump into one with your knee. So now I'll spin around and we'll talk about the slide out bed. So the cool thing about this slide out bed is that it's a legless design. And you can actually find full build plans for this bed down in the description, as well as watch the full build video by clicking the card up in the corner. The slide out part of the bed is actually supported by 2 500-pound drawer slides. And I'll crawl on top of this thing and give you a little demonstration. As you can see, my full body weight is on the extension. I'm not 500 pounds, but little proof that it works. And below the slide out bed is actually 3 identical drawers. Now they all feature soft close drawer slides. I use these a lot in other builds, and that's just because they have resistance when you try to open them, and so that helps keep them closed when you're driving down the road. So moving on to the last little part of the tour. Now this isn't the most exciting part of the build, but I do know that storage is really important in these little vans. So I just created a little cubby here. Now you could, I don't know, stack up some shoes back here or add some hooks to this panel. Either way, it was just an attempt to try to create a little bit of additional storage in this tiny little van. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this tour. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, let me know down in the comments, as well as if you have any questions. I'll try to get back to as many people as I can. Again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, down in the description, I will have product links to some of the things that you saw throughout this tour, as well as a link to the build plans for that slide out bed. If you're looking to get your van converted, check out briarwoodvans.com for more info. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. You know, neighbor things. I don't know.